Welcome, beautiful souls. My name is Beccas. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is our very first episode of Healing Profits Live. I'm a business strategist helping healers, massage therapists, spa owners, and heart-centered entrepreneurs how to market themselves better and heal yourself so that your self-worth increases your net worth. And today we're going to talk about the hidden cost of not following your heart and what happens when you really don't listen and you do what other people think you should do or what you think someone else is doing that makes them successful. So let's just say with your marketing of your massage practice, you are doing what somebody who's in your area might be doing because they seem like they're very successful. I know that feeling. I will look at other life coaches or business consultants and I think, well, I mean, they're marketing themselves that way or they're running their promotions that way. Maybe I should do it that way. It might not even be working for them, first of all. And the second thing to really look at is if it does work for them, it works for them because of who they are and who they attract as clients. It very well may never work for me because I have my own unique power and gifts within me to share. And you do too. And that's what we're going to talk about. So, the problem is that when you don't have clarity with your heart, you are going to sabotage your well-being, basically. When you don't have clarity with your inner guidance system, it causes a whole lot of problems. And we're going to talk a lot more about that. But I'm going to give you 3 tips today on exactly how to hear what your heart is saying to you and what you need in order to be able to take those actions to follow that guidance. So if you're ready, please just get comfy. I'm not sure how long it's our first show. I have some show notes and get comfy because we're going to really talk about some things about you and then about your business. So if you're a healer, a massage therapist, spa owner, a heart-centered entrepreneur, you're in the right place. We're going to talk about how to follow your heart and exactly how that can show up in your business as far as your power as the CEO of your business. And if that sounds good to you, if you want to be a CEO of your business rather than somebody that got her massage license and maybe even opened up a studio and is just crossing your fingers that some business cards or maybe referrals are going to help you build this business of your dreams, then that might be a stark reality. And some people actually go bankrupt or burn out if they are not doing the right marketing for their area and who you are, your personality. And I don't believe in traditional marketing, which is just running ads and doing networking with no real heart behind it, because I found that that did not work at all for me. And after some costly mistakes and kind of wanting to give up because it just didn't get me the results that I was hoping for, I made some big changes. And I'll tell you that doing authentic marketing, really connecting with people, building relationships is actually what helps you attract clients that are your ideal dream clients, or it helps you build these relationships with people who love you and want to tell all their friends about you. And I think one of the things is loving what you do. So if you're a massage therapist and you don't love it, let's talk about that, because there might be something in in your profession that called you to that. But if you don't love what you do, then that's going to significantly affect your income. So that's one of the things that that's a hidden cost of not following your heart. So when you fix this problem, you'll be able to confidently make decisions. And wouldn't that feel great? Making decisions for your promotions or your marketing or for your life or your relationships. If you were making decisions about letting go of some toxic part of your life or a relationship that isn't supporting you, and it's actually it maybe was a relationship you called in the past, but your heart feels like it's not in good hands with this person or this group, whatever it is. It happens a lot. It shows up in relationships, your own self-love and your self-worth and what you're willing, how much you're willing to grow and become more and make more money and have a better business. It shows up in your relationships. And that might be a great place to kind of start looking and sort of test some of this that we're going to talk about today. Elizabeth Gilbert said, "The central question upon which all creative living hinges. Do you have the courage to bring forth the treasures that are hidden within you?" Now, I have one question for you. When you begin to follow your heart, which requires courage, when you begin to follow your heart and you feel that fear, I want you to remember this question. If not you, then who? Your heart. It might be this still small voice, and sometimes maybe it doesn't even seem like it's telling you the right information. It always knows. And when you feel fear, it's because there's this perception we have when we have courage that it's something that we should be afraid of. We should stay in a very safe place and not do anything that may cause us harm. But that can also be looked at as excitement. And chances are it's your thoughts that are really affecting that feeling of fear. And so when you start to feel fear, because when you have courage, usually you're walking through some fear. When you act with courage, you're usually walking through fear. When you begin to feel that and it kind of wants to pull you back, I just want you to ask yourself that one question. If not you, then who? Are you going to listen to that other person's heart, or are you going to listen to that other person's opinion? Are you going to do what it says in a book and just trust it? It seems about right. You don't really know what else to do. I'm telling you, if you start to take the time, and I'll give you some guidance on that, how to actually tune into your heart. If you start to take some time and just listen to it and then take those actions, take those the next right step forward, because that's what your heart is telling you to do. You're being called to do something, whether it's change a career, let go of toxicity, grow your business, do something, start a business. If you are feeling called to do that, then having the courage to do that is everything. And if you don't do that, who else is there to listen to your heart? No one. This means that your heart will be left unheard. And when you come to your final days, I promise you're going to have that sense of, as long as you live a well-lived life, you may not have this, but, and I'm not putting doomsday on you. I'm saying if you have a calling in your heart to do something and you ignore that, it will stay with you until the day you die. And if you die with that regret, it's because you lived your life believing the lies that I don't have the time, I don't have the money, I don't have the resources. If your heart is calling you to do something, the universe provides for you. However, when you are following your heart, you are going to hear a lot more no's than yeses. And you'll find that probably a lot of people who really love you and are well-intentioned will say, no, 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 no. That's not safe. Don't do that. Stick with what you know. And that's a very common thing, especially even from the people who are closest to you. So there's a few ways. Your mind is the loudest. Your own mind is telling you, no, 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 stay right here, not safe, don't do it. However, you don't follow through and you don't follow your heart, your mind is going to be the loudest out of everything else that kind of goes crazy because you're not in alignment with your heart. So here's the thing I wanted to tell you about people that don't agree with you or don't support you. Friend, most people will say it's them. It's their own limitations. It's their own limiting beliefs, their own um, opinions, their fear. They just want to protect you. It's them. Do it anyway. I'm not going to tell you that. It's you. It's not them. It's not them. It's you. If they are telling you to not do something that your heart just feels right, and it could be a number of things that your heart guides you on any given day. It could be really big things like changing your career. If your heart guides you to do something and somebody that you really trust and love is saying, I don't think that's a good idea, you could listen to them. But if your heart knows something and you're really attuned to that, maybe you've done some of the exercises I'll suggest today, and then you start to feel more confident in your decisions. Here's the thing. They will say those things, but it's you listening because you believe those things. You actually believe those limiting beliefs. You believe those opinions about yourself. Somewhere along the line, you chose to kind of agree with those stories about yourself. So basically, it's not them that's the problem. It's your own belief about yourself. If somebody was to tell you, I have a great friend who just recently said this to me. If somebody was to tell you, you look like a purple elephant, it would be like laughable. And I probably wouldn't for 2 seconds let it affect me, because it's like, okay, they are definitely, who knows where they're coming from, but I know I'm not a purple elephant, so I'm not going to listen to them. But here's the thing. I don't believe I'm a purple elephant. I don't believe I look like that, so it's not going to bother me. If somebody says, you can't have a successful business because you suck, and what are your whatever, like, what is, I don't even know. Like, if somebody tells you something like, don't grow your business that way. I know your heart's telling you that, but it can't be right. Like, because all these other people have failed. That's a good one. So what happens when you hear that is you actually have already chosen to believe that thought. So they're validating that thought, and you're going to let that thought keep you right where you are and just stop right there and not move forward, taking whatever that next right step might be. It might not be like go out tomorrow and open up a whole business, but your heart is calling you forward. Now, I have a story I want to share with you, but I really want to make sure that you know that when your mind even tells you, don't do it. When other people you care about, people you don't care about, tell you things, the reason that it affects you and makes you question your decisions or your own calling is because you actually have to work through those limiting beliefs that you have about yourself. No matter what, there's going to be a lot more no's, there's going to be a lot more opinions, there's going to be so much more judgment as you truly start to live an authentic life and follow your heart. But whether you fail or you succeed, people are going to judge you. So what is it that you want? What is it that calls you forward? And I know for myself, and one thing I also want to say too, is when you feel that other people are validating those limiting beliefs, and that's the people that you have in your life that are surrounding you, I encourage you to find some new people and make sure that you are also surrounded by people who truly support you, that tell you how strong you are, how resourceful you are, that the people that get to see you in a different way, that lift you up so that you get to know yourself better. Because you only got to know yourself so much by all of those limiting beliefs, how far those got you. And those are a lot of old stories. If you find people that are around you that are completely in belief of your potential, you're going to do much better, much quicker, because those people are telling you things you actually also know about yourself. But those thoughts need to be lifted up and be louder and stronger. Like, turn the volume up on those thoughts. So I want to tell you a story about my own experience not following my heart. And that was when I was a massage therapist and a spa owner. And it was in the last 3 years of my sort of wake up call out of that, the hands on industry. I started to feel that nudge, like that I should probably be doing something else. I'm not as happy doing this anymore, but I didn't know what else to do. And here's the thing, I was really good at what I did. I was successful. I had this is by this time I had been in Los Angeles for many years. I had a lot of amazing clients and a lot of accounts. I had a team of people working for me, and I kept feeling it. Like, this has kind of run its course, Becca. What are you going to do? Now, for me, I was a high school dropout. And at this point in my life, to have made that kind of money, to have those kind of clients tell their friends about me, to be respected and really appreciated for my skills and for what I brought. I had a team of people and I personally hired every person. I was really proud of what I had grown and put together. And yet, I was really feeling that calling, that it was time to do something else, and I didn't know what it was. So I ignored it, and I ignored it. So I had most of the times, this is how when there's a bigger change, it's calling you. Let's say you've been in a career. I get a lot of emails about this one actually. You're in a career doing something you don't really love, but you're good at it. And then you're feeling called to do these other things that are really at your heart, like really things you love, but you're just not sure how to make that transition. So it's in times like that that can be extra confusing because you're making money, you have security, you've come this far. What are you supposed to do? Like, that is, I completely appreciate um the weight of that. So my first tip is, because of my own experience, and this is actually what helped me the most. It may seem counterintuitive because I'm saying go within, trust your heart. But for me, the only way I was actually able to clear away a lot of BS and more quickly get there, ultimately, when I was ready to take this step, was to work with somebody, a mentor, a coach, somebody that has an education doing what you do. If you're ready to start your own business or you're feeling the pull to do it, let's say if you wanted to just lose 20 pounds or 30 pounds, you would get a coach, you would get a trainer. If you really wanted to see results by June, you wanted to lose that 30 pounds by June, you wanted to feel better and healthier, you would get somebody, a doctor, a nutritionist, you would find somebody that does what you want to do, what you want to see happen in your life. You will work with somebody because it's that important, and you don't want to get to the end of the year still 30 or more pounds overweight now and just hating yourself because a whole year has gone by. The same thing about your career goals or your emotional well being. You would get a therapist if you had problems setting boundaries in your life, maybe, or with your mental health to really improve your well being. You would work with somebody because let's say you don't. Instead of seeing any improvement in just a few months, you're going to get to the end of the year and be even more, I'm not laughing because it's our reality most of the time. You're going to be more miserable come 12 months later because you didn't do something about it, knowing you were called to do something about it. So when we're willing to take suggestions from someone else, when we're willing to work with somebody that has received an education on this, or we're willing to take some steps in the right direction, but we're not sure what that is. And we're willing to admit, I want there, but I don't know how to get there. I'm willing to work with this person until I see there. And then that gets you there quicker. When I started to work with a life coach, funny enough, it didn't actually seem like it did much, but within 3 months, honest to God, I looked back on that time and I thought that changed everything for me. And looking back on that was what made me get my life coach certification and then move on to help business owners because of my own personal experience. Had I not done that, and I changed so much in my life in just 3 months, and it was very subtle though, that was the other thing. Had I not done that, I truly believe it would be 3 or more years until I, on my own, got to that place I got in 3 months. So you could do it on your own. You could do it solo. And there's that great question, I think it was Dr. Phil used to ask, like when he was on Oprah, how's that working for you? Like if you can't or you haven't yet done it, it's probably not something that you are completely able to do on your own. And that doesn't mean anything is wrong or bad. It means we are here on this earth to help each other. We are all here to be of service in some way. And so if you have a calling and you're not sure how to get there, my first tip is to find somebody to help guide you there. And that is something that you will find, I feel, on a one-on-one basis more so than in a group. So let's say, well, there's this great Facebook group and that's super supportive and it's going to help me lose weight or it's going to help me grow my business, or there's other podcasters or entrepreneurs and you feel really supported. However, I have to say that's not going to be that one-on-one accountability and unique guidance for you specifically, which is why I suggest a one-on-one, a mentor, a coach, a business strategist, somebody that has either done what you want to do or they have the education, they have the experience to guide you from where you are to where you feel like you're being called, and you figure things out along the way. But I know as a massage therapist, having somebody guide me and teach me and get the certification. The teachers that we had, and I went to Connecticut Center for Massage Therapy, I thought they were the best teachers in the world. And it was the ones, they were all so good, but it was the ones that I remember these connections with that I wanted to teach also more like them. And I did teach massage workshops while I was a spa owner and a massage therapist and as a spa owner, I had a team of massage therapists and other technicians working for my company in California and in Connecticut. But I remember needing that guidance. It's almost like when you don't know what to do, sometimes you might ask the question, what would Jesus do? Sometimes I ask my question, what would my Aunt Ronnie do? What would Oprah do? Like really, really connect with that guidance. It's not just doing what other people have done that you think you're supposed to do. There's a difference. It's really connecting to what you believe is inside of you that is calling you. And if there's somebody that you can work with, that is one of the best things. Now, when I told you I was feeling called, I was being pulled to do something else, I ignored that feeling. And I just kind of kept pushing it away. And I remember every day telling my husband, I think I need to do something different, but I don't know what it is. And this happened for probably, it was definitely a good year, but it probably was up to 3 years that this still small voice kind of got louder and louder and louder. And one day I was in a massage. I was giving somebody a massage and I heard a snap in my forearm. It was excruciating and it went all the way up my arm. I heard it. It was so loud, and at the time we didn't know medically what happened. It took almost a year to figure out exactly the cause of it, and I was told, it was determined that I could never safely do massage again. And that was a very painful wake-up call. And so tip number 2 is do not wait for a painful wake-up call. Do what it is in some way as soon as you hear it. And we'll talk about some of the ways that that actually looks like logically. Like, how do I listen to my heart? Like, what am I supposed to do? Quit my job? That's not what I'm saying. Let's say you want to be a massage therapist, or you want to teach yoga, or you want to help people with nutrition. You want to help people in a way that maybe you've had a transformation. Usually, your painful experience or your transformation is like really catapults you into helping others do something that you've walked through before. So the thing is, if you're hearing the voice and you're ignoring it and you're pushing it away and you're pushing it away, what happened to me was that I was out of work for a year. I could not do massage therapy. And I was scared. I was confused. I was in pain. It was debilitating. I didn't understand even what had happened. And all I knew was that I was not prepared. However, had I listened to that voice along the way, I would be slightly more prepared for this. And that nudging will get louder and louder. So nowadays, actually, since then, I prefer to not wait for the pain. I hear or I feel and I take an action. And it's a small action, but I take that action. So, one of the things that you can do starting today, if you're not already meditating daily, I recommend starting a daily meditation practice, which could honestly be, if you're just starting out, 5 minutes. If you're already meditating, what I recommend in full is 15 minutes silent meditation every day, preferably in the morning. So 15 minutes daily meditation, silent, so you're not being guided in a meditation, and have a notebook nearby so that you could just jot down any idea that you get. When you come out of your meditation, just do some writing. Bring that notebook, carry it with you through the day. Because here's the thing, writing down those ideas that come to you is an action. You may or may not you may not be meant to follow all of those inspired ideas. They might not be calling you specifically. But if you write something down, that's an action. You've listened to your heart. You've acknowledged, heart, I hear you. Keep talking. Give me more. Tell me what. Tell me where. Tell me when. Tell me who. Show me. And you're starting this relationship, this communication with your heart. And simply writing those thoughts down, what your heart seems to be trying to communicate to you. Writing those thoughts down is a simple way to take an action and to acknowledge and build this relationship, this communication of trust, this relationship of trust with your heart. So there might be things, the next step would be, let's take a look at some of those things. What wants more attention? What about those ideas would really like some more attention? And then we get into the courage again. And it takes courage. And what I think is courageous is trusting and maybe even waiting. So, courage, sometimes we think it's supposed to be strong and brave and bold. And that's part of having courage. But sometimes courage is trusting, just trusting this is here for a reason. I know I'll get more information. I'm not sure what to exactly do with this yet, but I'm going to keep listening. I'm going to wait. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to trust. To me, that is very courageous. And I know for me, ultimately, I found that my injury, my pain led to a very purposeful career in helping other massage therapists and spa owners and female entrepreneurs specifically. And it led me to do work on a whole other level that fills me and gives me purpose. And to this day, it is something that brings me more joy and fulfillment the more I do it. And maybe the day is going to come where I might reconsider thinking it's not really exciting or fulfilling or joyful to me. I feel like my heart is trying to tell me something. I don't know what it is. And God knows, I hope I listen to it the next time. I hope that I listen to it so much quicker, because what I've done since then is do the work. I write the things down. I take the actions. I live inspired in my decision making. So I don't typically do what I think other people expect me to do. And again, I hear a lot more no's sometimes than I hear yeses. I have to go to the beat of my own drum. Thank God I am married to a man that also lives this way. And we teach our children this. But you have to kind of conform as part of society. And I think you can do that in a way of being a truly heart centered, authentic badass. And I think that as a massage therapist or a spa owner, the more you dig into that and truly blossom from that, that is how your business will do so much better, because people actually, maybe not everybody is going to like you, but there's going to be the population of the those people that love you. And that, to me, quadruples your business, because then they tell people that they know at their work, at their schools, at their church, at the grocery store. They have to tell people about you because they feel so appreciative and connected to you and the work that you do and the way that you promote yourself. So this is all stuff that we can do with branding, and it all starts with your ability to just clear away a lot of BS. You don't want to do what other people do, and you want to own your own treasure. So the third and final tip is all about the courage. It's all about having courage. And I did touch on this, but it's not just like running out and just making big changes tomorrow because, oh, I watched this YouTube video and I knew I needed to do this. It's not about that. It's about having an idea to pick up the phone to call somebody, but then you get scared and you're like, nobody does phone calls anymore. I don't think I'm going to do it. So your heart just called you intuitively from inside of you to think of, you thought of somebody to call. And you said, not today. So what happens when your heart tells you something different or something bigger or something about career or money or other relationships? Like, what happens when your heart is talking to you? So having courage is picking up the phone and calling that person. Having courage is sending that email to your list. Having courage is going on social media or going on YouTube and doing a live video. Having courage can be big. It can be small steps and it can be really big steps. But having courage is not always, it's not always that big, brave image that might come to mind. And it's not reckless. And it's, as I experienced, it's just listening to that still small voice and finding, as Elizabeth Gilbert said, that hidden treasure within you and then bringing it forth. And the world needs that. And knowing, trusting that more information will come, more will be revealed, and that the world really needs you. Trusting that when you speak from your heart and with courage, that the world needs you. And so the 3 tips to follow your heart are to get a coach or find a mentor, to take the steps, actual real steps, to follow your heart and to tune into it and to listen. Do a daily meditation before a painful wake-up call. So don't be like me. Don't do it like I did. Listen to your heart and on a daily basis, check in with it and then take simple actions to follow it. Trusting that your heart knows. Your mind has a lot of stuff going on up there. And if you can connect those two, you can actually master your mind, your mindset. I will put a link in the comments in the show notes, because I did a podcast and it might even be a YouTube video for mastering your mind. Now, here's the thing. This that's worth a whole other show because there are so many things that your head's going to tell you and it's going to seem really real. It's going to seem right and it's going to seem like it's a lot stronger. And it's really hard. That's why it takes so much quiet to be able to even hear what your heart, which is a smaller, subtle, still voice. But as I said before, if you don't follow your heart, your head is going to be the first one in line going batshit crazy. And I don't mean to say that disrespectfully, but like really, your head will not be okay. The anxiety, depression, all of the symptoms of not trusting your heart. And that is something that a lot of people actually are living with because this is so loud and there needs to be a quieting of this and an opening of this. So, next week, we're going to talk about the 3 things to know when you start your business that I wish I knew when I started my business and at least my first business. So, that was over 20 years ago. But the 3 things I wish I knew. And now, friends, if you want any more help with this, my offer to you is to book a free breakthrough call, a consultation with me. You can go right to beccastar.com. And if you want to work with somebody one-on-one, if you go to beccastar.com, you may find some free resources and some classes, courses that we offer. Everything is coming from your heart and into your business. Now, I periodically offer some truly like getting clarity and confidence just as a woman entrepreneur. But if you're a massage therapist or you're a spa owner, please go to beccastar.com. You're going to find what you need. It's specifically designed for you and to help you grow your business. If you have any questions, please let me know below. And also let me know what you do. So if you're here and you're a heart-centered entrepreneur and you're watching, please subscribe, hit the bell so that you can be notified every time we go live or I upload a new video. But let me know what you do. Are you a massage therapist, a spa owner, a healing entrepreneur, somebody that helps others, or are you just starting out and you're thinking, I'd like to, but I don't even really know where to go. I don't know what to do for a career, certification, all of that. Comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching today. I'll be back next Tuesday, 1 o'clock Pacific, 4 o'clock Eastern, every Tuesday. Please share, subscribe, and let me know what you want to hear about. Thanks so much. Have a beautiful day.